So let's go through this breakdown of probably one of the most highly anticipated fights in boxing history between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. So, Canelo is, mostly favored in this fight, but I think Terence Crawford does stand a chance. But we're gonna get into, the fight breakdown and some basic comparisons. So you got Canelo Alvarez coming in at 61 2-2. And then we have Terence Crawford coming in at 40-0 with 31 KOs. And like I said, Canelo Alvarez actually has 39 KOs. They both are at 5'8". The reach for Canelo is 70, and the reach for Terence Crawford is 74. The natural weight class for Canelo is super middleweight, which is 168. Then you have welterweight Terence Crawford with 127. Their stances are, Canelo is orthodox. And then you have Terence Crawford, who's a switch hitter. Canelo is age 35. Terence Crawford is age 38. Not sure how much of a factor that is going to be, but we're going to see for sure. So some of the strengths and style in the matchup. For Canelo, you did say, his physical strength and durability. Very hard to hurt. Strong chin. His counterpunching. Excellent timing and accuracy, especially to the body. Improved defense over the years for sure. Great upper body movement and high ring IQ, and then size and power for Canelo for sure. Everyone knows that. Fights naturally at 168 to 175 pounds. Physically dominant at super middleweight. And then you have Terence Crawford, man. Some of his strengths, high ring IQ and adaptability. Arguably the smartest boxer in the game. Then his switch hitting, seamlessly switching stances mid-fight for angles. He's very, very clever with that indeed. And then you have his finishing instincts, extremely dangerous once he smells blood. If he see you have any sort of weakness and you in any sort of pain, it can be an issue, man. He can definitely put his foot on the gas and get it going. And then he also has, speed and footwork. Slick mover with precise punching, man. And then we can get into some of the key factors within the fight. Everyone is saying, the size disparity. Canelo again is natural super middleweight / light heavyweight, and Crawford has never fought above 147. So a 21-pound jump to 168 is a massive leap for him. But I think if it's anyone who could actually, have a chance to actually do what he's about to try to do, is him. You know what I mean? And then timing and strategy. So Crawford would need, probably to fight really disciplined, slick, hit and don't get hit type of style. And then, Canelo thrives against movers, but has a slowed output in recent years. Example would be like the Bivol fight, but you know what I mean? He kind of didn't look like the Canelo that we all know. So we're going to see how it turns out, man, for sure. And then, pacing and output. Crawford is definitely more active and explosive, but Canelo tends to conserve energy and explode in moments. So you're going to see how that goes, man. They say styles make fights, so we're going to definitely see. And then you have Crawford's adaptability might get him early rounds, but can he take Canelo's power? That's what everyone is talking about, man. Canelo's power. I personally think that Crawford has power as well. But then again, that's at 147. So we definitely gonna see how it turns out at 168 for sure. And then some of the prediction scenarios. If it's a close decision win for Canelo due to ring generalship, heavier punches and size disadvantage. And then Crawford. People saying Crawford would need to try to fight a perfect fight, kind of like Bivol did. But may not have as effective against a larger opponent with good head movement. So we're gonna see. If it's a KO / TKO, people think Canelo gonna TKO in later rounds. If Crawford can't handle the weight and power, and people think Crawford's power may not carry up to 168, while Canelo's body work could break him down. So we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be really tough to really predict exactly what's gonna happen, because again, these two generational boxers, generational fighters, and very, very high IQ. So we definitely gotta it's gonna be a spectacle to watch for sure. That's what I'm really trying to say here. So this is what people think is going to be the final prediction. You know, people think Canelo wins by unanimous decision, 116 to 112 or 115 to 113. They say Crawford performs well early but fades under pressure and power. Canelo's size and body shots become the difference. Me personally, I think is 50-50. But I wouldn't be mad at someone if they definitely favoring Canelo. You know what I mean? Because, you know, Crawford is stepping into a different territory here, and he's trying to do something with a lot of people haven't done, man. 21 pounds is a lot. But I think personally it's 50-50. A lot of my friends think, you know, Canelo off rib, like Crawford has no chance. But I don't know. We definitely gonna see, man. But I definitely want to find out what you guys think in the comments, and let me know. Let's get ready for this fight.